Mayi Vishwam Prakalpitam Shrimat Swayam Prakashakhyam Pranavami Jagatangurum Yah Paramatma Jagat Srishtva Pravivesha Punasvayam Tam Krishnam Pratyagatmanam Vande Gopi Manoharam Yasya prasadadahamadvayatma Vishwam samastam mayi kalpitancha Tan sarvalokaikagurum sadashri Swayam prakasham gurumanatosmi Gurunam charanam bhojam Pranipatya nirantaram Tatkripa leshato dvaita chinta kaustubhamarabhe om. Ajnanam cannot be called as absence of knowledge, and we were on that topic. So over here, the prior absence and the latter absence, they cannot exist at the same time along with the object whose absence it is. Ghata pragabhava and ghata dhvamsa cannot be there together at the same time with ghata. Knowledge, this itself is knowledge, aham na janami. Over there, we find that the ajnanam is also there, and the knowledge of this ignorance also coexists. And therefore, where both of these can be together, therefore, absence of knowledge cannot be called as ignorance. The other thing is atyanta and anyonya cannot be in the same location as the object whose absence it is. Over here, both these things cannot be called, absence of knowledge cannot be called as ignorance, because just as in the same period of time, we find ignorance and knowledge of the ignorance. Therefore, just as that, at the same time, exactly like that same thing in the same location, because both of them are found, even the atyanta bhava and anyonya bhava cannot be called as ignorance. Therefore, now ignorance is something other than absence of knowledge. since ignorance is something other than absence of knowledge, therefore, what can it be? So first thing that he has said is Ajnanantu Jnana Samanya. There is an editorial mistake. If it is not editorial mistake, it is something that was there in the original script. And that's why they have just presented it that way. So it must be the scribe's mistake. Ajnanantu Jnana Samanya Avirodhi. So what do we find? That Ajnanam is Jnana Samanya Avirodhi, meaning is not opposed to the general or common knowledge. It can be opposed and removed by Vishesha Jnanam, but Jnana Samanya, Jnana Vishesha can be opposed to Ajnanam, but Jnana Samanya is not opposed to Ajnanam. Okay. Therefore, it simply cannot be said as Jnana Bhava. Now, since absence of knowledge cannot be called as Ajnanam, therefore the question comes, what exactly then is Ajnanam? And therefore, to answer that, it is said, Ajnanam trigunatmakam sadasadhyam anirvachaniyam bhavarupam jnana nivartyam. Okay, every word over here is important. Ajnanam trigunatmakam. Ajnanam triguna. Before we go to that, tatra pramanam na pashyami. So the Purva Paksha had claimed, just as the Lakshanam cannot be had, we do not have even Pramanam for that. And he said, Na tavat pratyaksha Pramanam. Because that what you may call as ignorant, because not knowing, tasya ubhayavadi sammata pragabhava vishayatvat. Why this direct experience I don't know can be understood as ignorance? Because I don't know can be also treated as absence of knowledge. Now you already are saying that Ajnanam is something other than absence of knowledge. So I don't know is something which goes away exactly like the prior absence of the pot after the pot is created. Correct? So also this I don't know goes away when you know something. So tasya ubhayavadi sammata pragabhava vishayatvat. So now that what you are saying could also be, since it also could be absence of knowledge. See, we are not saying there is no absence of knowledge as such. There could be something like absence of knowledge, but ignorance is not absence of knowledge. And why are we saying that there is no pramanam, pratyaksha pramanam for that when you have this experience, pratyaksha experience? Is because it can be admitted by both the parties, Purva Paksha, Uttar Paksha, that it could also be pragabhava vishayatvat. So pratyaksha pramanam is not there. Then anumana pramanam is also not there, because for anumana pramanam to be there, for inference to be drawn, we require the indication, linga. We require the linga, and that has to be seen somewhere else, and that like the smoke in the mountain. So the smoke and the fire, their association was seen somewhere else before, and now that smoke becomes an indication for you to infer the fire. Exactly like that, Do you have any linga over here for Ajnanam? So you say, well, Ajnanam is something that is illumined by the Chaitanya. So it is not Chaitanya. What is this Ajnanam? Inert, Jadajatam, Jadam. So now he says, Ajnanam is Jadam, and this entire world of all the objects is also Jada, and therefore we can conclude that this is the Karyam and Ajnanam is the Karanam. Why can you say that? Because like if you have the red color strings, then the cloth that is produced is also or manufactured is also red in color. Since this world of objects is all Jada, like that, their Karanam also has to be Jada, which is the Ajnanam. And therefore, Jadopadana Karyatvat, if you are going to say so, then that is also not this linga. This cannot become the linga because we are going to say it is not Ajnanam, which is the Karanam of this world. Purva Paksha, okay? He says it could be Arthantaram. It could be something else. What could it be? Prakriti of the Sankhyas. Okay? So it cannot be accepted. So he says, well, so now first of all, you do not have Pratyaksha Pramanam. Then even the Anumana Pramanam also cannot become functional over here to prove Ajnanam. What is the third Pramanam that can be used? Shabda Pramanam. So if you are going to present the Smriti, Ajnanena Vratam Jnanam, that Avritam, the knowledge, is covered by Ajnanam. Over there, the word Ajnanam can mean something else. Agamasya Bhranti Jnana Vishayatvat. Because this Agama, this Smriti over here, Ajnanena Vratam Jnanam, it could mean Bhranti. It can mean Bhranti. Why Bhranti? Look, when you see the snake, are you able to see the rope? No. That means that the snake has covered, concealed the rope. Similarly, Ajnanam, what is meant by the word Ajnanam in that Smriti, Ajnanena Vratam Jnanam, can be Bhranti. It is Bhranti Jnana Vishaya. It is not the Ajnanam, which is the Karana of Bhranti, which you mean. And therefore, the Shabda Pramanam is also not able to give you this idea that there is something like Ajnanam. Agamasya, Agamanasya nahi, Agamasya hona chahiye. Agamasya Bhranti Jnana Vishayatvat. Okay, there is an editorial mistake. Napi arthapattis tatra pramanam drishyamana karyasya anyatha upapattehe. Well, you cannot say there is arthapatti over here because we can definitely conclude about when will arthapatti come? When all possible ends are you have met with a dead end. Only then arthapatti comes to function. over here, you don't have to go up to Arthapatti because that Anumana can present you even with Prakriti. That's why Arthapatya is not a Pramanam there. Tasmat Lakshana Pramanayoho Abhavat Chetane Ajnanadi Kalpitam iti Anupapannam. And therefore the Purva Paksha says, since there is not even Lakshana or even Pramanam for Ajnanam, are you people getting what is the Purva Paksha's claim? In the first place, when he's saying that there is the Lakshana cannot be constructed, why the Lakshana cannot be constructed is one. Why is he saying there is no Pramanam? And he has presented the Pratyaksha Pramanam is not a Pramanam over here, because it could even mean Jnana Bhava. Correct? Then Anumana Pramanam is also not there, because through Anumana, it necessarily is not that it means Ajnanam, it could mean Prakriti. Then Shabda Pramanam like Ajnanena Vritam Jnanam does not mean what? Ajnanam, but it could mean Bhranti Jnana Vishayatvam. Correct? Then Arthapatti Pramanam also cannot be there, because you don't even have to go to Arthapatti. Sankhya's Prakriti, which is inferred, can also become an answer over there. Tasmat Lakshana Pramanayoho Abhava Chetane Ajnanadi Kalpitam iti Anupapannam. Ataha, and therefore now, since this is the case, now the Siddhanti has to, the teacher will give you an answer, what is the Lakshanam of Ajnanam and what is the Pramanam for Ajnanam. Ataha aha Ajnanam iti. What did he say? What is the Lakshanam over here? Somebody please tell me, what is the Lakshanam?
Swamiji, Ajnanam Trigunaatmakam Sadasatbhyam Anirvachaniyam Bhavarupam and Jnana Nivartyam.
All right. Okay. Trigunatmakam. So when we are saying it is Trigunatmakam, it is different from the Prakriti of the Sankhyas. Okay? It is different from the Prakriti of the Sankhyas, because the Prakriti of the Sankhyas also is called as Trigunatmika, but this Prakriti is not like Ajnanam, because Ajnanam is something that is Chetane Kalpitam. The ignorance does not have any existence other than where it has to be in the conscious being. So what is the location where this Ajnanam will always be?
Chetan.
In the Chetana. In the Chetan only. So therefore, though we are saying Trigunatmakam, it is not the Prakriti of the Sankhyas. Got it? It is different. Don't be in a haste, नाजीना सब गोल मटोल करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. It is different. So now we will see one thing of this definition. Trayo gunaha sattva rajas tamamsi atmano yasya tat tatha etena mithyajnana tat samskara rupa avidya eva jagat hetu iti pratyuktam agantukatve tasyaha sopadanatva niyamena brahmano aparinamitvena tattva yogat. Okay. ठीक है ये. Trayo gunaha, what Trigunatmakam, when we are saying, what does it mean? Sattva rajas tamamsi atmano yasya, as if they are the very I mean, there is nothing else other than sattva, raja, tama, which is meant by ajnanam, trigunatmika, or trigunatmakam. Ajnana lakshanam aha, furthermore, sadasadbhyam iti. Bhava pradhano yam nirdeshaha. Ajnanam cannot be called as sat. Ajnanam cannot be called as asat. It is something other than sat and asat. Why can it not be called as sat? Because it is something that goes away in the wake of knowledge. It goes away in the wake of knowledge. And that's why, what is satyam? Trikala badhyam. That it cannot be removed, it cannot be taken away, it cannot be destroyed in all the three times. But ajnanam goes away. Ajnanam goes away, and that's why it cannot be called as sat. It cannot be called as asat, because something like Vandhyaputra, which is asat, you cannot have Ajnanam, which is like Vandhyaputra, which is never ever found. Ajnanam is seen, is experienced, and therefore Ajnanam cannot be called as asat. Ato asatvena anirvachaniyam. Therefore, to say that it is asat is also not possible. Brahmajnane badhyamanatvat satvena api anirvachaniyam. Cannot be called as asat, cannot be called as sat. Then how is it? All that we can say about it is sadasadbhyam anirvachaniyam. Okay, sadasadbhyam anirvachaniyam. Now, furthermore, we will have to just gloss over a few things. Nanu idam lakshanam karye prapanche asti iti karya prapanche pi asti iti ativyaptihi naisha doshaha anaditve sati iti visheshanat. Well, sadasabhyam anirvachaniyam, if you are going to say, then it may also, there can be an ativyapti dosha, the defect of ativyapti, which can go into this karya prapancha also. So he says, no, just add the word anadi, because karya prapancha is not anadi. By the virtue that it is karyam, it cannot be called as beginningless. Karyam means an effect, and it has to begin at some point of time. And therefore, though karya prapancha is also mithya, yet this definition of ajnanam will not spill into karya prapancha. It will mean ajnanam. Why and when? Because ajnanam is beginningless, and therefore by saying that what is sadasadbhyam nirvachaniyam and also anadi is ajnanam, that solves the problem. Anaditve sati iti visheshanat. Tatha. Now what happens? Okay. Jnana nivartyam. Jnana nivartyam. Yado jnanam ajnanasyeva nivartakam iti panchapadika acharya uktatvad ajnanam eva jnana nivartyam. That what can go away with knowledge, because knowledge cannot remove anything other than ignorance. Knowledge cannot remove anything. There is nothing else that knowledge can do except to remove the ignorance. And therefore, jnana nivartyam, that is what it goes. And why is it said bhavarupam? Only to distill your understanding that ajnanam is not jnana bhava. It is not absence of knowledge. And only to distill our understanding, only to give us that clarity that ajnanam is not absence of knowledge. It is said bhavarupam. Okay, then, so now this definition that he has given is good. Trigunatmakam, furthermore, sadasadbhyam nirvachaniyam, anaditve sati sadasadbhyam nirvachaniyam, and then
Bhavarupam.
Bhavarupam jnana nivartyam. All these things is what is the lakshanam of ajnanam. Now, the second accusation which he had laid was that there is no pramanam. So and in the list of pramanas, he said even pratyaksha pramana does not prove. Then the anumana pramana also does not prove. Then the shruti pramana or the shabda pramana does not prove. And arthapatti, etc., doesn't go further. So over here now he says ajnana sadbhave pratyakshadi pramanani upanyasyati. Now the author brings you the upanyas, means he expounds that pramana prakranam for ajnanam. So somebody says ajnanam does not have pramanam. No. If it does not have pramanam, then what are you talking about? Are you talking about something which is not proven? Which is not proven? So no, there is a pramanam. What is aham brahmana janami iti anubhavat? Hey, it is your experience, pratyaksha. Aham brahma na janami. Aham brahma na janami iti anubhavat. Then there is also shabda pramanam. Devatma shaktim swagunair nigudham ityadi shrutehe. Ajnanena vrutam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. Jnanena tu tadajnanam yesham nashitamatmanaha iti. Okay, ठीक है. शास्त्र आचार्य प्रसाद जनतेन येषाम अज्ञानम निवृत्तम तेषाम ब्रह्मास्मि इति ज्ञानम परम ब्रह्म प्रकाशयति उत्तरेण अन्वयः ठीक है. ज्ञानाभावस्य ब्रह्म स्वरूप आवरकत्व अयोगाद अनिच्छतामपि तार्किक बलिवर्देन अनया स्मृत्या भावरूपम अज्ञानम एष्टव्यम. Now over here, hey, we understand that ajnanam covers or conceals the consciousness, conceals Brahma. Okay. Now Brahma Swarupa Avaraka. Can the Ghatabhava, the absence of pot, cover the floor? Can it become the avaraka?
No, Swamiji.
Ghatabhava cannot become the avaraka. But ajnanam has this capacity to conceal, to cover. And therefore, even if there is any logician, like a bull, Balivardena, Tarkika Balivardena, Anaya Smritya. Balivarda means a bull. How very, very strong, you know. धक्के से सब गिरा सकता है, that's a bull. Tarkika Balivardena Anaya Smritya. And because of this smriti like this, he will have to accept Ajnanam as Bhavarupam and not Jnana Bhavarupam. Etena Sattva Rajas Tamo Gunatmakam Achetanam Swatantram Parmarthika Parinami Nityam Pradhanamiti Sankhya-matam Pratyuktam. Okay. Now, even this, where you had brought in by saying that, well, we will bring this prakriti of the Sankhyas through the Anumana Pramanam. So he says, no. That what is this prakriti of the Sankhyas? First of all, it is Trigunatmakam, then it is Achetanam, but it is Swatantram. It has an independent existence apart from the Purusha. Okay? And then it is Parmarthikam. It has reality. It is as real as the Purusha. It has its own existence and it is as real as the Purusha. Then third thing is, furthermore, it is Nityam. And Nityam and also Parinami, also constantly modifying. Parmarthika Parinami Nityam Pradhanam iti Sankhya-matam. What happens to this Sankhya-matam? It has by itself, you are at the same time calling it Nityam, you are also calling it Parmarthikam. You're calling it Nityam and you're calling it Aparinami. Both of these things are self-contradictory, and therefore there is a basic fault. And the third thing is that by Bhagavad Vachanam, it is understood by the Shruti Vachanas, by the Bhagavad Vachanas of the Bhagavad Gita, etc. It is understood that no, it is the Ajnanam and not the Prakriti of the Sankhyas. Okay? Over here. The basic fault, if they remove these two things, which that it is Nityam and Swatantram Parmarthikam. If these three things are removed, then it is we can accept it as that what we mean as Ajnanam or Avidya is this the Prakriti. But if you want to retain this Swatantram, Parmarthikam, Nityam, and Parinami, then it is not acceptable, because there is no pramanam for that. There is no pramanam for that. Parinami savayavataya Shiradehe anityatva darshanena pradhanasya nityatva kalpanayam mana bhavad. Why, sir, what is your problem? Why can't you accept that it is parinami and also nityam? Because whatever in this world, whatever we see as parinami, as modifying, like the kshira, like the milk, which modifies into yogurt. Now, then after it is no longer milk. Milk has already gone, parinam, nashta ho gaya. And then it is yogurt. Correct? Kshira dehe anityatva darshanena. Pradhanasya nitya kalpanayam. And therefore there is no pramanam to prove that this pradhana, your prakriti of the Sankhya's is nitya. Mana bhava, there is no mana. There is no mana means there is no pramanam for that. Sir, but why can't we postulate like this? For you even to postulate something, he says, Drishta purvakatvad adrishta kalpanayaha. Even when you have to imagine something, assume something, that assumption has to be based on something which is already proven. Drishta. That's why simply, I'm not going to, this is not some criticism, but I'm just saying that how the whole thing is led into, the spirituality is led into some sort of, what do they call it? Hocus pocus. I was in some place in Goa or somewhere, and then these people brought in some pamphlets about, how to remove the negative vibrations. I don't know what negative vibration? Because they say that when you are traveling in buses and trains, and people touch you and their clothes touch you, and touch you in the sense, obviously you're in the India, everybody's pushing to get into the bus and the train and things like that. So there are people in whose contact you come, and their vibrations are carried by your clothes. And then when you put those clothes in the washing machine, those vibrations, the clothes get clean, but the vibrations remain in the washing machine. Now, if you want to remove those vibrations, now you should light an agarbatti, and then, in the vessel of that, what do they call, your washing machine, you should just, fumigate it with agarbatti. Now, what is this you are saying? What? No, it is all unseen, very mystical. But over here, please remember, even when some adrishta kalpana has to be done, it has to have a base in the drishta. So therefore, drishta purvakatvad adrishta kalpana is possible. Adrishta kalpana will be possible. So if you want to have the kalpana of aparinami nitya swatantra prakriti, then you will have to show that there is something which is parinami and also nitya. But here what do we see? That what is parinami is never nitya. And therefore, this prakriti of the Sankhyas that you are claiming, how is it? It is apramanam. This prakriti is apramana. And so, etena mithya jnanam thik hai. Therefore, tasmat sarvopadanam anadya nirvachaniyam bhavarupam ajnanam eshtavyam. Therefore, now it has to become acceptable for all of us. What to accept? What is ajnanam? Sarvopadanam. It is the upadana of everything, unmanifest, A. Then B, anadi, anirvachaniyam, bhavarupam. Bhavarupam means it is not jnana bhavarupam. That's why bhavarupam iti eshtavyam. And by this, the Shruti is not virudhyate, it is not going against the pramanam. Sankhyaadi smritireva Shruti viruddhatvat apramanatvat, viruddhatvena apramanatvat. In fact, the claim of the Sankhyas is something against the pramanam, Shruti viruddha, and therefore it is an extravagant claim. It has got no basis in pramanam. It has no base in the pramanam. Okay? Okay. Now there is a little interesting topic which comes, because of which now the topic gets further extended. And what is the link for him to go into this next? Tachajnanam dvividham maya avidya bhedat. Why you have to explain this further? So there is a little, a very, very, very nice thing in between, which is brought in through, the link is built through the Purva Paksha. ननु शुक्त्यावच्छिन्न चैतन्य आवरकम अज्ञानम मूला अज्ञानम तद अन्यद्वा. Actually, you can read this part and we can simply go further. Tacha ajnanam. Now we have the definition of ajnanam. This ajnanam is twofold, maya and avidya. What is that? Shuddha sattva pradhanam san maya iti uchyate. That which is where the sattva is not predominated or not subdued by the raja and tama. In fact, raja and tama have to be subdued by sattva. And that is the actual samyavastha. Shuddha sattva pradhanam san maya iti uchyate. Malina sattva pradhanam san avidya iti uchyate, where the sattva guna is contaminated, which means it is subdued by sattva, by raja and tama. It is called as avidya. So what is the difference between maya and avidya? It is basically ignorance. It is that ajnanam only. What is ajnanam? It is not your ajnanam and my ajnanam or anything. Ajnanam is this. What is it? Trigunatmakam. Sadasadbhyam anirvachaniyam. Anadi. भावरूपम ज्ञान निवर्त्यम. क्या क्या बातें आई है इसमें? क्या क्या आया है?
त्रिगुणात्मकम, अनिर्वचनीयम, भावरूपम, सत्य,
ज्ञान निवर्त्यम.
Jnana nivartyam, anadi and jnana nivartyam.
This is what ajnanam is, and ajnanam will always be located in the consciousness. No, there is no question, my ajnanam or Einstein's ajnanam or somebody else's ajnanam. No, this is what it is. We are yet not there. So this ajnanam further, now it says, is bifurcated or is twofold as maya and avidya. Okay? Maya and avidya. What is maya? Shuddha sattva pradhanam. What is avidya? Malina sattva pradhanam. Okay? This much. Athava, but then don't forget, there is a very beautiful thing over here. Before this vibhaga is made, and it is in the commentary section. Those who can, please go through it once or twice. It is very nice and it will be useful. Athava ajnanasya shakti dvividha jnana shakti kriya shaktischa iti. Athava, you know, there is yet another how ajnanams can be explained. Its bifurcation can further be explained. Its being twofold can be explained. Is that this ajnanam has got shakti, a potential. What is shakti over here? Definition.
Swamiji, karyanukula कारणनिष्ठ सामर्थ्य.
ये तुमको याद था कि पढ़ रही हो कहीं पे?
याद है स्वामी जी.
वाह. कार्यानुकूल कारणनिष्ठ सामर्थ्यम. You know, in English we may simply say potential, but वो समझ में नहीं आता. What do you mean by that? Ajnana. So this is called as Shakti. कार्य को उत्पन्न करने के सामर्थ्य को शक्ति कहते हैं. और वो सामर्थ्य कहाँ रहेगा? जिसमें रहेगा वह कारण है. तो कारण में रहने वाला ऐसा सामर्थ्य कारणनिष्ठ मीन्स कारण में रहने वाला, निष्ठ वहां पे बैठा हुआ, कारणनिष्ठ सामर्थ्यम, it is a capacity which is resting in the
कारणं
karanam, in the cause. As what? Karyanukula, which is conducive to the effect. Okay, karyanukula karananishta samarthyam is called as Shakti. So Ajnanam has got these two types of Shaktis, Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti. Rajastamo, what is Jnana Shakti? Rajastamo bhyam anabhibhutam sattvam Jnana Shakti. ठीक है, what is called as Jnana Shakti?
रजस्तमोभ्याम रजस्तमोभ्याम अनभिभूतम
Anabhibhutam,
Yes.
unsubdued by Raja and Tama. Sattva, which is not subdued by Raja and Tama, is called as Jnana Shakti. This is the second type of explanation how this Ajnanam is twofold. First of all, how is it called as twofold? Maya and Avidya Bhedan, where Shuddha Sattva Pradhanam Maya, Malina Sattva Pradhanam Avidya. Okay? Athava, he has said, or the explanation can go as Ajnanam has got two Shaktis, Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti. And then he gives you a very nice smriti over there. I want you to think about this. Sattvat sanjayate jnanamiti smritehe. Why does he give this smriti as a pramanam to say this? What is Jnana Shakti? What is called as Jnana Shakti? He is saying
Maya.
रजस्तमोभ्याम अनभिभूतम सत्वम
Rajastamobhyam anabhibhutam sattvam. Sattva guna which is not subdued by Raja and Tama. अब माया और अविद्या ये ऊपर का हो गया ना, पहले एक प्रकार से समझने का ढंग हो गया। अब दूसरे प्रकार से इसको समझाते हैं ना। उन्होंने कहा कि इस एक प्रकार से भी समझ सकते हैं अथवा इस प्रकार से समझ सकते हैं। माया अविद्या रूप से समझ सकते हैं अथवा ज्ञान शक्ति क्रिया शक्ति के रूप में इसका बाइफर्केशन समझ सकते हैं, है ना संगीता? ठीक है ना?
जी हाँ जी स्वामी जी, हाँ जी।
हाँ तो ज्ञान शक्ति किसको कहा?
रजस्तमोभ्याम अनिभूतम सत्वम ज्ञान।
अनभिभूतम, अभिभूत होना मतलब उसके ऊपर हावी होना, अभिभूत होना मतलब हावी होना। अच्छा, उसको दबोच लेना।
हाँ जी।
तो ऐसा सत्व कि जो रज और तम के द्वारा दबोचा हुआ नहीं है, ठीक है?
हाँ जी।
It is not suppressed or it is not subdued by Raja and Tama. That sattva is called as Jnana Shakti. My question to you over here is, he gives you a smriti. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam. This smriti is given. My question now is, how does he use this part of Bhagavad Gita to say it is Jnana Shakti? This is the question. प्रश्न समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं?
यस स्वामी जी।
शक्ति की डेफिनेशन क्या है?
कार्यानुकूल कारणनिष्ठ सामर्थ्य,
मतलब उत्पन्न कर सकता है ना?
यस यस यस।
जिससे उत्पत्ति हो सकती है। यहाँ पे उन्होंने क्या कहा, सत्व से किसकी उत्पत्ति हो रही है?
कामः
ज्ञान,
माया।
ज्ञान के लिए
संजायते कामः स्वामी।
क्या बात करते हो, तुम्हारे पास पुस्तक सामने नहीं है?
ज्ञानम।
हाँ, सत्वात् संजायते।
ज्ञानम।
ज्ञानम।
ये सरिता तुमने कहाँ से लाया सत्वात् संजायते कामः?
सॉरी स्वामी जी, स्लिप ऑफ टंग। सॉरी स्वामी, सॉरी स्वामी जी।
स्लिप ऑफ टंग। सत्वात् संजायते ज्ञानम। यहाँ पे क्या कहा उन्होंने कि सत्व से ज्ञान उत्पन्न होता है। किससे उत्पन्न हुआ ज्ञान?
सत्व से।
सत्व से। तो सत्व में मतलब सत्व में ऐसी शक्ति होनी चाहिए कि जिससे ज्ञान उत्पन्न हो। ठीक है?
जी
जी हाँ।
और इसीलिए इसको, और सत्व रज तम तीनों किसके गुण हैं? आत्मा के अज्ञान के?
अज्ञान।
अज्ञान के हैं। ज्ञान किससे उत्पन्न हो रहा है कह रहे हैं?
सत्व से।
सत्व से। अब इसका मतलब ये वह ज्ञान नहीं जो स्वरूप ज्ञान है, जो स्वयंभू ज्ञान है। ठीक है? तो घटपट आदि इत्यादि ये सारे ज्ञान जो हैं इसकी बात हो रही है। ठीक है कि नहीं?
जी स्वामी।
साम।
ठीक है ना?
हाँ जी।
तो ज्ञान किससे उत्पन्न हो रहा है?
सत्व से।
सत्व से हो रहा है। इसका मतलब सत्व में शक्ति होनी चाहिए ज्ञान उत्पन्न करने की, नहीं तो सत्व ज्ञान नहीं उत्पन्न कर सकता।
हाँ जी।
जी हाँ।
शक्ति होनी चाहिए। इसीलिए ऐसी शक्ति जिससे ज्ञान उत्पन्न हो वह क्या है?
ज्ञान
है।
शक्ति।
ज्ञान शक्ति है। हाँ, वही क्या है? सत्व है। कैसा सत्व है वो?
रज और तम द्वारा अनभिभूत सत्व।
रज और तम के द्वारा अनभिभूत। इसलिए ये जो स्मृति है, स्मृति मतलब ये भगवत गीता का वचन है, तो यह जो स्मृति है सत्वात् संजायते ज्ञानम, ये जो बोल रहे हैं इसी से पता चलता है कि ये ज्ञान शक्ति है। कौन? ऐसा सत्व जो रज और तम के द्वारा अनभिभूत है, वही ज्ञान शक्ति है। और फिर क्रिया शक्ति की बात आती है। ठीक है? ये दूसरे ढंग से समझाना। प्रथम ढंग कैसे है? अज्ञान का जो द्वैविध्य है। द्वैविध्य मतलब
माया एंड अविद्या।
हाँ, माया एंड अविद्या। एंड द सेकंड वे हाउ इट कैन बी एक्सप्लेन्ड
ज्ञान
एज
शक्ति, क्रिया
ज्ञान शक्ति एंड क्रिया शक्ति। तो क्रिया शक्ति क्या है? सत्वेन अनभिभूते रजस्तमसी क्रिया शक्ति ही। क्रिया शक्ति मतलब जहां तम और रज सत्व के द्वारा अनभिभूत है उसको कहते हैं क्रिया शक्ति। ठीक है? ठीक है? ओके। यहां तक अब दो प्रकार से हमने अज्ञान का द्वैविध्य समझ लिया है। माया अविद्या, ज्ञान शक्ति और क्रिया शक्ति। ठीक? यहां तक भाई बैठा कि नहीं?
हाँ जी। हाँ जी।
हाँ जी। ठीक है, अभी यहीं पे रुकते हैं और फिर आगे चलेंगे धीरे धीरे। धीरे धीरे क्या, ये जल्दी जल्दी करना है, हम धीरे धीरे हाँ, ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम ओम ओम। Thank you all. We will meet